Libya. History, geography, people, facts, economy. We're still in Africa, in one of the countries some feel shouldn't have been on the continent. We're going to Libya, one of the oldest kingdoms on Earth. You're not likely to have been to this country if you're not a stark explorer. That's if you aren't a fan of Muammar Gaddafi. How does this country look like, and what is life like in Libya? What about the size, the population, and the people? Does it have a special geographical feature? Are there other interesting facts about this country? Every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of the facts we are stating in this video about Libya. For now, we're pleased to present this video for your delight. About Libya, location and size. Libya is a country in North Africa bordering the Mediterranean Sea in the north. It's bordered by Tunisia to the northwest, the Central African country of Chad to the south, Egypt to the east, Sudan to the southeast, Algeria to the west, and the West African country of Niger to the southwest. It comprises three historical regions, namely Tripolitania, Fezzan, and Cyrenaica. Formerly known by the names United Libyan Kingdom, the Libyan Arab Republic, Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya, and Great Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya. The country's current official name is the State of Libya. Occupying an area of almost 700,000 square miles, it's the 16th largest country in the world and 4th largest in Africa. With a 2023 estimated population of 7,252,573, it's the 106th most populous country in the world and 35th in Africa. Consistent with its small population and huge land, Libya is the 218th most densely populated, given the low population density of 9.7 per square mile. The capital city of Libya is Tripoli, which is also the largest and most populous city in the country. With a population of about 1.8 million, about 1/4 of all those living in Libya reside in the capital city. The country's official language is Arabic, while the local vernacular is known as Libyan Arabic. Other languages are Italian, English, and Berber. Libya's geographical features. Lying between latitudes 19 degrees and 34 degrees north and longitudes 9 degrees and 26 degrees east, most of the country is covered by the Libyan desert. Over 90% of the total land area of Libya is desert or semi-desert, according to CIA World Factbook. As part home to the Sahara Desert, which is the world's largest hot desert in the world, excluding Arctic and Antarctic deserts. So when you hear about the Libyan desert, reference is being made to the part of the Sahara in Libya. Ironically, Libya's coastline is the longest of any country in Africa, bordering the Mediterranean at 1,100 miles. That portion is called the Libyan Sea. The northern regions of Libya enjoy a milder Mediterranean climate. The climate is mostly extremely dry, hot, and desert-like. However, it can be very arid. In fact, it only rains once in 10 or more years in some places. There's the War and Namas volcanic crater deep in the Libyan Sahara Desert. It was formed by an ancient volcano that carried black ash some 12 miles across. History of Libya. The history of Libya has been rich for thousands of years. In fact, the capital Tripoli was originally founded in the 7th century BC by the Phoenicians. If we really want to delve into the history of Libya, we must look at its 6 distinct periods, namely Ancient Libya, the Roman era, the Islamic era, Ottoman rule, Italian rule, and the modern era. But that is a fact for another time. It involves a rich mix of ethnic groups, such as the indigenous Berbers or Amazigh people. The Amazigh people have always been part of the entire history of Libya. The country, for most of its history, has been under varying degrees of foreign control, from Asia, Europe, and even fellow Africans. Libya was part of the Ottoman Empire from the 1500s until Italy seized control of the region around 1911 to 1912. During the Second World War, Italy was ousted by the Allied forces. The country was under the administration of France and Britain until 1951, when it became independent under King Idris I. In 1969, he was deposed by Colonel Gaddafi. Gaddafi's government was toppled in 2011 following an armed rebellion that captured and killed Gaddafi, having been aided by Western military intervention. It used the name United Libyan Kingdom from 1951 to 1963. It was known as the Libyan Arab Republic from 1969 to 1977. In 1977, it got another name, Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya, with the word Jamahiriya coined by Gaddafi from the combination of the Arabic words for republic and the masses. Economy of Libya. The economy of Libya depends mainly on revenues from the oil sector. These account for over half of the country's GDP, estimated in 2023 as $168.371 billion, the 81st largest in the world. The GDP PPP per capita, given as $21,599, is the world's 69th largest. The GDP nominal is $46.297 billion, making it the world's 96th largest, while it's $6,764 per capita, the 93rd in the world. Oil also accounts for 97% of the nation's exports. Libya has Africa's largest and world's 9th largest oil reserves. As of 2019, it was estimated at 48 billion barrels. It's a key contributor to the supply of light, sweet crude globally. Libya's economy faces many structural challenges, including weak governance, lack of institutions, and chronic structural unemployment. There's a lack of economic diversification and a remarkable level of reliance on immigration labour. The nation has a tradition of relying on unsustainably high levels of public sector hiring for employment creation. All these are in addition to the poor soil and hot climatic conditions which force the nation to import most of its food. Of course, you can't expect a nation of that size that has that aforementioned quantity of crude oil to have sufficient arable land. People of Libya. The people of Libya are called Libyans. About 92% of Libyans are Arabs, 5% are Berbers, while the remaining 3% belong to minority ethnic groups. Libya is one of the few countries with an official religion, which is Islam. This state religion is practiced by about 99.7% of Libyans, while just 0.3% practice other religions. Among the prominent Libyans is former leader Muammar Gaddafi. This is likely the first name to come to mind whenever modern Libya is in a discourse. The late former president was the Libyan revolutionary, political theorist and dictator who was born in Casa Abu Hadi in the country. But before him, the country had been ruled by another prominent Libyan in person, Idris, GBE, also known as King Idris I of Libya. He was the first and only king of the country. He reigned from 1951 to 1969, when army officers led by Muammar Gaddafi staged a coup d'etat that deposed while in Turkey for medical treatment. Mahmoud Jibril served as the country's interim prime minister for about 8 months during the civil war and was the chair of the National Transition Council. Khaled Matawa is a Libyan poet, a renowned Arab-American writer, and a leading Arabic-English translator currently working as an assistant professor at the University of Michigan. Kathleen L. Casey, a former Republican commissioner, was appointed by former President George W. Bush. She served on the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission until August 2011. Richard Moore, born in Libya, is currently a British civil servant serving as the chief of the Secret Intelligence Service, the MI6. Interesting facts about Libya. Did you know that there's no railway system in Libya and that Libyan drivers drive on the right side of the road? Did you also know that it's illegal to consume alcohol in the country? Nevertheless, according to the World Health Organization, Libya is Africa's most obese nation. In the world, it is in 18th position. About 66.8% of adults in the country are overweight. The Libyan flag used to be bland green, only without any stripe, design or pattern on it. It's the northern African country with the closest relationships with Italy, France and Greece. Libya is home to 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One such is the archaeological site of Leptis Magna, which had been accepted as one of the most beautiful cities in the Roman Empire. In Libya, the government controls the courts. It's under fire as a country without access to a fair public trial. Free education for all still exists in Libya. It's thus a North African country with the highest literacy rate. With 82% of the population having the ability to read and write, it's one of the leading in Africa. Almost 1/3 of Libyans lack access to safe drinking water. Please note that you don't have to beg to differ on any point here. You have all the space in the comments section to express your question or different opinion. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.